Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. We're here on Dragon's Ridge, and I'm in the FE4202P, a tank which I am re-establishing my sort of relationship with. I really loved this tank when it was at tier 10. Didn't care for its initial appearance as a tier 8 premium tank, but I have started playing it again recently, and I'm absolutely enjoying it as a tier 8 premium tank. Having some really fun games that I want to share with you, and this is one of them. It is it's an interesting game. It's a bit different, and I think it is well worth a watch. So we're on Dragon Ridge. It is it's not the same as the Dragon Ridge before they took it out of circulation for its long period out of circulation. It came back in patch 4.6, but it is pretty much similar. And I'm coming up here, so I don't want to get shots across the village on top to the tanks that are attempting to go around that central peak, because I think there's usually a few of them, and it's a great spot to shoot them from. First up, we have a Scourge. We have also got another foolish light tank pushing his way into the midst of the enemy, but we'll take the distraction while we have it, and we'll try and put rounds into the Scourge as best we can, or any other tank that we can find, as long as we're not spotted or in a position to continue shooting from this location or any other location along the side of the map. Now, I have been targeted, but I thought I had enough time to get another shot into the Scourge before the incoming fire would arrive, and well, I was right. Pull back behind the ridgeline and try and lose the spot. The T-25-2 is making a run from my direction. Don't give enough lead on that shot and it goes behind. We're already 2 tanks down. And I make one of my typical mistakes on this side of the thing. I actually back up too far and pull into the paddy fields. But it was probably just as well, because a light tank had already gotten through on the western side of the map, and it was followed up by a Walker Bulldog. And I'm going to start paying attention initially to the Walker Bulldog, because he's the nearest. He's already paying attention to me, and my gun and tank is more or less pointed in that direction anyway, so it's going to be tricky because he's moving fast, he's taking every effort to evade, and he's driving the tank evasively pretty well. He's now behind that rock, and until he comes out I won't really be in a position to shoot him, so I thought, right, I better go after him if he stays down there. I have a limited window of opportunity to do this because there's an awful lot. We're outnumbered on top of the village. We have more tanks on the eastern side, but the enemy are on top of the village, and I think they're in a better overall kind of tactical position. And there's the LTG moving in on the artillery, so I thought I might try and get a shot or two at him, make it easier for the artillery and the tank destroyer that's back with them to finish him off. And then I'll refocus on the Walker Bulldog. The T-71 and possibly one of the other tanks is taking out the Walker Bulldog. The LTG circling the artillery, and I'm coming back to see if I can assist, but at this stage we're 4 tanks down, and things are looking grim. The enemy have more or less taken the village, and I'm now taking fire in the rear. The T-25-2 has made it up to that pass there between the 2 peaks. It was just the west of my initial position, and I'm going to have to go after him, and I have to cross the open ground, because if I stay here, Goose is essentially cooked. More than 1 tank will crest the ridge, and then I won't have cover from any of them, or most of them at any rate. So I'm going to come after the T-25-2 and hope for the best. Use the lie of the land, the unevenness of the terrain to try and evade incoming fire and just get up on him. And he is here. He lets me have a free shot. Now I start pulling up after him, but as I do, a second medium tank appears on my left, and I dare not follow your man out into the southern side of the ridgeline there, so I bounce a shot from the T-43, and he rams into me, but doesn't do a lot of damage, but I think he's tracked him, so he's tracked me anyway, but he stays between me and my allies, which is good. He also is effectively between me and the T-25/2, so he's been taking fire from my allies as well as from me, and I'm going to get him, because he's not going to get away fast enough. T-25 pulls too close and actually tries to put a round through the turret rather than through the hull of the tank, which would have penetrated, so I managed to get him as well. Unfortunately, we're down to 3 tanks and the enemy have 8. I'm going to thank the T-25 AT because, in fairness to the guy, he has kept us in the game. He's made some very vital kills and interceptions back there. That has actually kept the team alive. It kept the team in the game. He didn't do a huge amount of damage, but he got 5 kills by the end. But I think the kills he got were very important in terms of the timing. And as a KV2, paying attention to him. Now, I have put one round in, and I don't know where that one went. I think it probably bounced off the side of the tank, and I thought, right, the T-25, the AT-25 is going to have to deal with him. There's a Motherland coming up here, and he's going after the light tank, so I went after the Motherland. It's important to kill tanks at this stage, and there seems to be nobody else up here, so we get rid of this Motherland. Just a smidgen of health, and it's a bit of a pity. Because I hit that one in his upper front glacis rather than his lower glacis, which again is I'm going to pay for it. And pay for it dearly because I couldn't really afford the loss of the hit points that this is involved. We have clawed back the position somewhat though. We're only 4 tanks down at this point. There's a Leo down there with the T-25 AT, and he's managed to get rid of it. And he's joined in by Tiger 1. Don't quite finish the Tiger 1, but he's got rid of. Now I make a mistake here. I think I should have stayed back rather than pushing forward. But however, I did it, and it was a Panzer IV-S, and he's going to come after me. He's taking out my ammo rack, which is a bit of a big problem. And he's gone. Now we're even. Now, I thought that I was targeted at 6/10 by the... and I think I was right. I was targeted at 6/10 by the Panzer IV-S. But there was another tank down there, and he managed to take me out. I wasn't actually detected on either of the shots that he made. He just managed to get me while I was still, while I was invisible. He just anticipated my route. This is as much my fault than anything else. And the T-25 AT is gone, so it's just the T-71 left, and he's managed to take out one of the tanks, and he's brought it down to 1:2. So we were at worse than 1:2, I think, at one stage when there was 3 of us against 8. We were almost at 1:3, and now it's just 1:2 again. So, and one of those is artillery. Now, the enemy is actually capping, which is actually a bit of a help to the T-71, because he knows more or less where the enemy tank is. He doesn't have to worry about nasty surprises. His biggest problem is that if he sticks around in one spot too long, the artillery will start joining in the fun. Just as he did there, that was, it was closer than you'd like to be happy with, you know. And he seems to be spotted every time he gets close enough to the EZ-8 to spot him, which is not good. So there must be a pretty good crew in that EZ-8. So he's flicking around here, trying to get a distance or a location where he can spot the EZ-8 without himself being spotted. And he's not having a huge amount of luck. So he's backing up, trying to lose the spot, and then reacquire the target. Missing with his shots as well. Because the EZ-8 is probably it's a similar gun actually. He's probably got the 76mm or a variant of the 76mm. It's on the EZ-8. So they're both doing similar types of damage, and then the T-71 driver does something that I had my heart in my mouth. I thought this was it. He drives forward, cross open ground. Now he is difficult to hit because he's sliding along the banks, so as to minimise the risk of falling damage, but he's still taking huge chances. But he's gotten away with it. He hasn't lost any hit points. He's put around through the Easy 8, but again without losing any hit points, and he's close enough that he's able to hit him reasonably reliably on the move with the gun, with this tank. Now the T-71 driver was a Safe Impress 3427. For some reason or other, starts searching every corner, nook and cranny over on this side of the map, looking for the artillery. I don't know why. Because it was obvious up in the village in the centre of the map that the enemy artillery was on the southern side of the map, that the shots are coming in from behind the T-71. But he spends a bit of time driving around that side of the map, so I've decided to speed up the video. Because otherwise we'd be just watching this tank ducking in and out of corners in the south, the north eastern corner of the map before he comes back, and then he engages in some very reckless driving, which could have been very embarrassing if an artillery unit just drove over the crest of the ridge right about now. So I'm encouraging him to go into the cap circle, though the chances of finding the artillery on a big map like this, this late in the game, is not great. Even with a light tank, he may have a dead commander. His view range doesn't seem to be that great at the moment. So he has gone into the cap circle, and slow down the video because as he went into the cap circle, the enemy tank, the M12, appeared, and he has stopped to sort of open fire on it and has managed to take out the artillery, and we have a victory. He's secured the win, which is good going. Well done. So that was the victory was pulled off by the T-71 driver, but I think the T-25AT driver contributed quite a bit as well to the victory, managed to kill all those tanks coming in around our cap circle, because he was on his own for pieces. Myself and both the T-71 had to engage in direct threats to ourselves, while that T-25AT driver was on his own against multiple tanks. So I came number one by experience with a high caliber, almost 4,000 damage done. The Safe Impress, almost 1,800 damage, and Sazik 21, about 1,171 damage, but 5 kills, but 5 very important kills. At a time when we were heavily outnumbered. I mean, there was pressure on at that point in time in the game. So in not every game are your teammates noobs and window lickers and whatever. Sometimes you do have useful teammates, and they will carry the game despite your demise. You don't have to do everything yourself. And if you support your teammates and keep them alive, they can pull through for you at the end of the game. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the video interesting and enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up and a share. Feel free to comment. If you've not already done so, please subscribe. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.